Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Pundit argues XRP can replace Japan's need for US dollars. Interesting. Okay guys, so let's get into this one. So when I think about this, it doesn't really surprise me too much to hear this. Now, let me just make one thing clear. They're not talking about XRP replacing the actual dollar, just to make that clear, because I did have to do a video not long ago that bitboy had done, and I was just saying how I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. This is talking about Japan no longer needing to use the US dollar, as they could use XRP instead. There is a difference there. So do I think this is something that can happen? I mean, I think it's something that can happen. How likely it is, I don't know with that. That's when I get to the thing where I'm a bit skeptical. But one reason why I would say it could happen, if I was just going to break it down as simply as I can, is if you think about BRICS, right? The whole reason why BRICS has been created is because they want to move away from the dollar. And I think that's how most countries are. Like, a lot of countries have got the same viewpoint as, we want our country to be the world reserve currency. And if it can't be our currency, that's the world reserve currency, well then we would want it to be something that's not going to just benefit America, right? Because this is the thing right now. With the dollar being the world reserve currency, obviously it's America who just benefits from it so much. It's helping boost their economy. It's helping them get a whole load of value out of the dollars being traded, etc. Like, it gives them power. It's one of the things that makes them one of the strongest countries in the world. So obviously for other countries, the way they're seeing it is like, well, we keep using the US dollar as the world reserve currency, and all we're doing is putting all the power back into America's hands. And obviously they're not naturally going to want to do that. So I can understand a country maybe thinking, hey, if we can use this instead and not having to keep relying on the dollar, this would be a much more beneficial thing for us. Well, not necessarily it's beneficial, but it'll just be something that they would prefer, right? Even just from the perspective of, hey, we don't want to keep putting money in America's pocket. You know, we don't want to keep helping them when it's not really helping us. So even from that perspective, I can kind of see why they would want to do this. The only thing for me is like, how soon would this be a thing? Like, again, are we talking like further down the line in a few years, or are you talking about, you know, literally like next month or next year? Like, that's when I also get a bit skeptical. But I'm always open-minded to this kind of stuff. So let's get into the article and then we can discuss this a little bit further. Widely followed crypto commenter Jack Straw has suggested that XRP could replace Japan's need for US dollars. Straw expressed this view on X amid Ripple's latest partnership with HashKey.dx to introduce XRP ledger-based solutions in the Japanese market, as recently reported by the Crypto Basic. Ripple is pushing this initiative alongside the Japanese financial giant SBI Group. This collaborative effort will first launch supply chain solutions for the finance industry powered by the XRPL blockchain. XRP Ledger growing stronger in Japan. Notably, blockchain's role in supply chain finance has gained traction over the years as firms tackle security issues. A recent research report forecasts a significant surge in blockchain's impact on the market, projecting its growth from $360 million to $13.4 billion by 2030. Ripple intends to penetrate this market by harnessing HashKey.dx's supply chain finance product. The product currently encompasses 4,300 suppliers and collaborates with about 23 banks. Moreover, it has surpassed $7 billion in trade volume since 2019. Notably, this product has already gained traction in China. Now, Ripple, in alliance with HashKey.dx, will facilitate its introduction to the Japanese market. Emphatically, XRPL will power this product, and SBI Group will be the pioneering firm in Japan in utilizing it. Recall that last September, the Japanese payment giant introduced an XRP-based cross-border payment service. XRP replacing USD in Japan exchanges. In light of this significant upcoming development, crypto pundit Jack Straw argued that XRPL mass adoption in Japan has commenced. He further suggested that this move would give Japan greater flexibility regarding the local currency, the yen. Furthermore, he speculated that XRP would serve as a liquidity source capable of replacing the dollar in Japan's currency exchange moving forward. Straw believes this will apply to other countries engaging in trade with Japan through a new trading system. In his view, such a move would reduce Japan's dependence on SWIFT and increase reliance on the XRP ledger. He added that the forthcoming XRP stablecoin will facilitate the digital movement of their funds. Quote, "Now, we can expect the de-dollarization process to speed up in Japan as they begin the process of selling their dollars for gold," unquote, Jack Straw submitted. Okay guys, okay, so there you have it. So just to go on the last part that he said about Japan selling their dollars for gold, I'm not really sure how accurate that is, I'll be honest with you, so I don't know if that's true. If it is, then yeah, okay, that's great to hear, because it sounds like it is something where they'll be looking for an alternative. In regards to the whole thing, in terms of, you know, this being the replacement, as I said earlier, this doesn't necessarily surprise me, because one, as well, with the dollar, like they're just ruining it, guys. They're absolutely debasing it by printing so much money, so they really are just destroying the dollar in general. So I don't think that the dollar will stay as the world currency forever, to be honest with you, because for one, it's meant to change every so many years. So the UK pound was actually the world reserve currency at one point, so they meant to change it every few years. But it's actually true that the US dollar has actually been in for longer than it's supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to have actually moved on by now. Now, I don't know if this is something where America have just kind of got all, you know, authoritative and just been like, no, we're not giving it up. And now they're just sticking to it because they're such a powerful country. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I don't know the politics of that deep. But I do know, in terms of the de-dollarization that was spoke of here, I do know that's a real thing. And that's part of the reason why BRICS has been formed. It's basically a group of countries that they're just fed up of having to rely on the dollar, and they want to move away from it. Some countries are in it because they're sanctioned as well. So, for example, one of the BRICS countries is Russia. They're slightly sanctioned, but they've been a much more heavier sanction now because of the whole Russia-Ukraine war. So there are certain countries that are going to just be doing this because they can't do it in any other way, like they're already restricted due to sanctions. Some are fine, they're not sanctioned countries, but I think it's just a thing of, hey, we're tired of just keep using the dollar. We're tired of just keep putting money back into America's pocket. We want to, you know, start using our own currencies, or a currency that's going to, you know, not keep benefiting America so much and keep putting them in such a position of power. So, you know, it doesn't surprise me if this is true, to be honest with you. My whole thing really, more than anything, is like, what's the time frame on this kind of stuff? Because that's the thing that I always say when it comes to some of these things. Like, this sounds good, but are you talking about this happening like next year, or are you talking about this could be like a 5 to 10 year process, right? Because once you know the exact time frame, some people might not be as interested. Now, I'm not saying that's me personally, because I do have a bit of a long-term outlook, but you know, some people are not looking to wait like 10 years to see that kind of thing come to fruition, right? Like, some people want to be out of their XRP, you know, this bull run. Some are probably just ready to just get rid of it, especially after I've seen some of the roller coaster emotions that they've been feeling holding XRP. So, you know, I think there's that kind of aspect to it in regards to how people would feel about this. And I think, you know, time is definitely a factor that you have to put into this. But yeah, as I say, for me, if it's going to happen, my thing is, how long is it going to take? You know, I don't think this is something that's going to happen overnight. I don't think it's going to be something that happens by next year, in my personal opinion. I think it'll take way longer than that, if it is going to happen at all. But is it possible? I mean, I guess it's possible, but that's one of those things where it's like, anything's possible, right? Like, within, obviously, logical reason. So I'm saying it's not impossible, but it's like, how likely is it? Because that's what it's really about. And that's where I'm a bit unsure. And again, it's like, how long is it going to take? Because if America continue to like print the dollar and stuff like that, like, I think eventually it's just going to implode. I think that's how it's going to happen, because it's just going to lose its value. You know what I mean? So I think this is something that can't just be sustainable. So you've got to take these kind of things into consideration. And this is stuff that we don't know. We don't know how things are going to go right now, right? Like, we're not sure how things are going to pan out. So we could see America start printing money even more excessively because let's just say they can't deal with the whole inflation or something like that, or we have another big lockdown or something along those lines. So there's things that we can't really talk about because they're unforeseen circumstances, right? So it's hard to really speak on this accurately when we don't know what could be the cause and effect of this kind of thing. But yeah, I know. Is it possible? Yeah, it is. And would it surprise me if this was something that was to happen? It would, just because it's such a big deal. Like, the de-dollarization is like, it's massive. Like, you know, for the longest time that I can even think of, the dollar has been the world reserve currency. So that is huge. But I'll be honest with you, like, as I've said, I don't think the dollar staying like this is sustainable anyway, so it wouldn't surprise me if there's some kind of change at some point. I guess it's just one of those things where we'll have to see if this comes to fruition. But it would definitely be massive for XRP if it was to happen, so something to think about and something to see where it goes. But definitely an interesting take here, and I'll definitely be something that I'll keep an eye out for, just to see if I find anything that's more relevant to this, and if I do, then I'll be sure to update you guys. But what do you guys think? Japan replacing USD for XRP. Do you like the sound of this? Do you think that this is something that Japan would do? Do you think that this would be good for XRP's price? Or do you not like the sound of this? Do you not think that Japan would replace USD with XRP? Or do you just not think that this would be good for XRP's price overall long term? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.